Hey, good people. It is Sanctuary Sunday. Today is January 14th. And I remember that because yesterday was my youngest brother, who's still my oldest brother's birthday. So happy birthday, George. Woo! You're getting old. Um, it's a beautiful day. I'm here to, just part a few words because I need to eat. So I need to get out into the world and make that happen. But something that came up this week, at some point, time is such an illusion, right? It's like, what's today? Um, because I had some amazing, magical, things happening in my, happening in my personal life, where I'm already crossing off things on my what I've manifested in 2018 list, right? So that magic, the manifestation of the magic, the manifestation of the manifestations behind the intention, led me to think and to remember. Not just think, but to remember. We need to remember sometimes that we know things, and sometimes we get away from them until other things remind us. But that is to be inside of the weight. Be inside of the weight. And what that means is not filling the empty space with something just to fill it with something because you don't want to be with the discomfort or the isolation or loneliness or whatever inside of the interim. But to be with it, right? Because when we allow ourselves to be in the empty space of the interim, where we're at peace with waiting for the arrival of whatever, then one, we arrive at the arrival of whatever a lot sooner. Two, we reduce our pain and suffering because what? We're not attached to the thing we're waiting for. We're not adding something extra inside that space. And a good example is like in matters of, let's just say, jobs or love. Love's a big one. You could want something. You could want to have deep and profound love, right? A relationship, a partnership, a marriage, whatever, that intimate connection. You could want that, and you could have wanted it for a long time. But instead of being inside of the space of waiting, maybe you filled it with a whole bunch of, interims. I'm just going to do this in the interim. And the problem with that is that we don't get to learn who we are. We don't get to look ourselves in the mirror. We don't get to see the arrival and how it snatches us up because we're filling the empty space with junk. And what happens is you have to undo the junk. You got to go buy the goo off, whatever that stuff is called, and you've got to chisel away. So when the thing that you were waiting for is just about to enter in, now you're not ready because you've had so much stuff inside of the waiting period that you have to sort of undo some things. And Mexico has been a gift to me in that I've been able to see how I respond to silence, which I love silence, right? But it's different when it's really silent. You get to really see how you love silence, what you reach for, what your inclination is when you're single, right? And you want something. How much of your time, how much of my time was I feeling with even just the desire to have? Because we don't have to be doing anything. You could just have the desire, and the desire to have some things grows and grows and grows and grows and grows, and it doesn't look like flowers. It might start looking like weeds because there's a fixation on the thing rather than being in the empty space and waiting for the blossoming of the thing you desire. So I think there's potency and richness in the empty space. And I think a great tool for getting through that, at least for me, is journaling. I love to write. So, if I'm able to write down my thoughts, or maybe for someone else, it's calling on a friend. You got to have a really good friend, though, not just anybody. You don't want to commiserate. You don't want to start to talk and then they talk over you, but you want someone with whom you can actually just share your process. So for me, that's journaling, where I get to track my mind, my thoughts, and ask myself questions, because I believe wholeheartedly in self-inquiry as a pathway to self-knowing, right? When we're able to sit, me, pen to journal, and ask myself, what are you feeling? What is missing? Have you noticed this, when this? And then to be able to respond truthfully, because that's the only way that we can get through the empty space, right? And arrive at the thing that we're trying to get at. So rather than, be a hoarder of emotion, right? Rather than being a hoarder of anything, of people, places, things, objects that you're trying to use to fill the empty space, rather than adding, there's room to remove that so you can see what that empty space looks like. Who am I when everything falls away? Do I love who I am? Do I love what I see? If I'm looking for love, well, then I really should be able to have the capacity to withstand the empty space, because that's how I'm going to become more intimate with myself, right? And get to know myself. And then I know who I am and who I'm offering to someone else. The same is true for a job. You might have a dream job, right? This thing that you want, you've gotten all the credentials for, all the, alphabet, all the letters behind your name, PhD, XYZ, MSW, whatever, right? But you found that the door never opened, or the door hasn't opened. And so you just fill it with other things. It's almost like you let it go and you just, I'm going to get this other job, or I'm going to do this other thing. Then you just find that you're slowly diminishing yourself and moving further and further and further and further and further away from what you really want. Because waiting was problematic. Waiting, may have caused you to question your worth, or reduce your self-esteem, or cause you to be confused as to whether or not you should even venture in this, down this path or in this field or area in the first place. And that is something that you learn in the wait. What are my thoughts? What is my inner dialogue? What am I telling myself about my desires, my intentions? Love, life, beyond, whatever. What am I saying to myself? What is my message inside of the wait? So it hasn't yet come. Are my thoughts channeled on celebrating its arrival? On reminding myself if I exist, that person exists? Reminding myself that I have these gifts, and so I know that they're going to be rightly aligned with the proper outlet for these gifts, rightly aligned with the proper job, company, department inside of a company, whatever, with these gifts? Or is in the wait your inner dialogue something that's questioning your intentions, questioning your ability, diminishing your value? What is your mind saying inside the wait? And the wait is sort of the wait is in between start and finish. Even though finish is a continuation of starting, right? But it's suspended between what I want and what I receive. Who am I in this point? It's like, we're born and we die. And death is an entrance into another. But let's just look at it from a, clear perspective in this instance. Let's make it black and white. We're born, we die. What are we doing in between birth and death? That's the wait. Not that we're waiting to die. Every day we're waking up inside of life, but we know one day death is coming, right? So What are we doing in the wait? What are you doing between applying for the job and getting the job? Are you second guessing having applied? Are you sort of thinking negatively about the company? Is it taking too long? So now you're just sort of tripped up? What are you doing between single and partnered? Are you smacking your lips and teeth that it hasn't happened? Are you dissing past people and relationships? Have you become jaded in the wait? Because dang, it's been like 15 years, but it's going to be 15 more if you keep on saying, dang, it's been 15 years, right? It could be 5 minutes. But if you don't believe it, if that's not your inner dialogue, if that's not the truth of the record that's playing in your head, then no, it's not going to happen. So I want to encourage being in the wait with peace and compassion for yourself and reminders that nothing is missing and you have everything that you need within yourself to sustain that time, and know that that time is going to fade into a new day. Contrast is real. No matter what we've ever done or gone through, we're somewhere else now. Now, granted, some people are somewhere else and it looks the same because maybe they didn't, sit in the wait and investigate who they are. Because wherever we go, there we are. But contrast is real, so you know that if you're not having the experience you want to have, ride that out and keep your mind on the prize. Because it's here. You just got to latch on and ride with it. So in the wait, be with love in the wait. Be with the highest vibration in the wait. Be with the outcome that you desire in the wait. And don't feel like you have to add, I need to invite some more friends over because I don't want to be alone. Let me text or, let me consume myself, distract myself because I don't want to be with myself. But that's what you got to do. You got to be with yourself in the wait so that you can manifest what you want. You can't, I'm gonna go buy some groceries, right? Well, when I get home, they're not gonna cook themselves. So I have to be active in that, right? And between starting the meal and eating the meal is the waiting for it to cook. Or I can just eat it raw. There's always going to be a period where you just sort of have to wait. And who you are inside of that wait is what you need to see. It's what you need to know. You need to know who you are. You kicking and screaming or you riding it out? Is the wait a period of suffering because you're just like, because that's suffering. Suffering is not the thing, but it's what you attach to the thing. I could run and fall down and, break my ankle. Pain. Suffering is, I told her I didn't want to jog down that street anyway, and now look what happened. Suffering is the inner commiseration of the thing. It's a little extra, right? So in the wait, don't add anything extra. Just be with it, with equanimity, with balance, with grace and ease. And tell yourself that you're worthy of getting to the other side. You're worthy of getting to the other side. Love yourself through that period. If nothing's happening, you're still happening. And call it forth. Like, this is what I desire. And every day celebrate that inside the wait. Instead of saying, dang, I'm tired of this always being my reality. Everywhere you go, there you are. So if you're tired of something always being your reality, go within. That period, sort of that valley. Valley doesn't mean it has to be dark and it has to be scary or painful, miserable. The valley, is just your quiet time. See the valley as your quiet time, your time out, so that you can elevate and get back on it. So, without further ado, I want to encourage you to be with ease and grace in the wait. Ride out the interim so you can get to what you desire. And love yourself. Be gentle with yourself. We're all inside this human experience together trying to do our best. That's my belief. That we're all trying to do our best. And you know what? Many people didn't have the best example. And so they might be scraping. They might be scraping a little bit in the wait. But realize that no person is undeserving of trying to be better, of changing their practices, of going within and seeing who the heck you are. Don't you want to know who you are? Yes! I want to know who I am every day, more fully. So I know who I'm giving myself, or what I'm giving of myself to someone, what I'm giving myself from myself, how I'm moving in the world, right? So in the wait, don't forget, you still great. Whoops, sister got rhymes. Happy Sanctuary Sunday. And feel the vibration. Feel the love. Feel the love. Lately, I've been choosing 3 words. So let's see what 3 words I'm going to end today's Sanctuary Sunday with. Freedom. Because freedom is free, right? When you free. Freedom. Yes. Perfect health. Because perfect health is priceless. And the body has everything that it needs inside of itself to withstand itself and to return itself to perfect health. So every day, whether you feel off or not, just say thank you for perfect health. Felt good just saying it. Thank you for perfect health. And love. I'm feeling all lovey-dovey, right? All up in my heart space. Love. Yes. Freedom, because freedom is free and it feels freaking good. Perfect health, because we need that to keep on being abundant in life, to keep living inside of inner wealth. And love, because what else is there, right? There's a whole lot of stuff out there, but love. I'm all up on that. Y'all have a good day. Keziah Young saying, be about it. Be with grace and ease in the empty space. Ride out the interim. See you on the other side.